If your ink's too slow and your nib won't flow, here's one of the places that you can go. Larry is here to see you through with Mr. Announcer and Cubby too. It's Larry's Fountain Pen Reviews.
This is my first time to ever come upon one of these types of pens, and so Chad got in touch with me and asked would I review this pen, and say I certainly would. And I'm going to show you what this pen looks like in the dark. Are we ready, Mr. Announcer?
Yes.
Here we go. Prepto, Smecco. The pen lights up in the stand. Now, it took him a while to put all this together. And how all this came to be, he was working his night job, and I think he was sent home for a few months. It could be maybe when the pandemic was on. I really don't remember. So he's been working on this. No, there's no batteries on this at all. None whatsoever. He done everything himself. And it lights up only when it's in the base right here. And you can find Chad on Etsy. Get a good look at that, and we're going to go into more details in a second. So a little bit about the pen. Some really good, important, useful information. Now, the base, as I explained earlier, works like a wireless phone charger. The light that you saw that came on only comes on if the end of the cap is inside the base. So over here, you can see the daytime, so I get some darkness. But I can see some reds, greens, blues. It's right down in there, but with the lights off, you can see that. So this is my first time to ever do one of these, and it's interesting. And you can unscrew the cap at the end. Is it too bright to see, to test? Well, as long as you keep the lights off, you're not going to have any problems. I don't think it's going to be all that bright, but it's going to be bright enough to lighten up the pen. It'll show you where the pen is, and that's pretty cool. It has no batteries to change. Now, the pen, like I said earlier, is from Chad. And a fountain pen that lights up without wires or batteries. Now, he's not sure of the selling price yet. So, I will let him handle that part. Let's do a little bit of this and that with it, and I'll give you some dimensions, and I'll write with it for a bit. Unscrews. I like the way it feels, the way it unscrews. There's the top. And we go down to the bottom. And the bottom does come off. And this is the part that goes into the unit. As you can see, it lights up, right? Right. Okay. No, there's no clip on it. Does it post? No. But it's girthy enough and long enough that you would need it to post. It fits perfectly in my hands. I have small hands, and as well as large hands. as you come down the barrel, there's just a slight little step off into this section here, but there's nothing that's going to be uncomfortable or hurt or nothing. It's works fine for me. Sometimes I tend to hold my pen here, but usually down here. And that slight little drop off goes right down to this nice section that's going to accommodate really any size fingers, unless you have King Kong fingers. So, and this is a broad nib. So now he tuned the nib up himself. And let's unscrew the barrel. Okay, and we'll put it right back in there. While I have it out, I'm going to go ahead and I guess I'm just going to have to ink it up and then get back into the lecture in a minute. Okay, I'm going to put a little ink in here. Kujaku. They make some very, very nice inks. One of my favorites, besides Robert Oyster and what was the other one? So Many Diamine. Jokers has some really nice inks. Now he had to do all the work himself. And here is the base. And I'll just go ahead and take this apart now and show it to you. And this all comes with it. Now, when you put this in the plug in, the little blue light's going to come on. Now this will go into the unit here, as so. And again, like I say, this will just go right in there, okay? Okay. Now, on the flip side, this is what makes it work. All the wires, little board there. So you got a lot of little detail going on in the bottom here. What's going to work, what's not going to work. Is it going to do everything that Chad wanted to do? And I think that answer is yes. Okay. Let me get the information right. Chad started making pens about 2 years ago, when his night job shift was sent home for a couple of months. And his first pen was a Kit slimline pen. My first found pen, he said, I carried was a Peak pen with a Jowo nib. And he sells CJ pens, that's where you can find them, on Etsy. Again, if you want to look up Chad, go to Etsy and put in there capital C, capital J, small s, capital P, then just E-N-S. Okay? Now, this pen is made of aluminite resin, pen blank from Lumber Gem Studio, called Midnight Seduction. And it's real easy to operate. And the base was cast and turned by Chad. And right here on the finial, the twist cap with CJ was hand carved into the finial. And since, Chad has a night shift job, it takes about a week or more just to turn the pen. Polish it on the inside of the clear section. Electronics took, well, that's a whole new ballgame there. The electronics took me a month to source and is in the twist of finial on the body. I can see that. He said when he tests and tunes pens, he always uses Waterman Blue. And the nib on the pen is a Jowo broad nib. And he said I tuned it slightly wetter and smoother. I like to hear that. Okay, folks, now I'm going to give you some dimensions on the pen, and I'll do a writing sample. Now, this pen also can be an eyedropper. Chad has tested out to make sure that everything works properly, and that yes, it can be an eyedropper, and as you know, it can use the converter as well. So it's got a lot of good things going on for the pen. Dimensions on the pen: 6 inches long and 17 millimeters in diameter. Okay? And again, Chad, you can find him on Etsy. He has tested the pen, and he has also tuned the nib to be a broader nib, because you know I like broad nibs, so he did that. And here we go. Next is ink, and next is paper, and next is writing, and next I'll get it back to Chad next week. Are we ready? Yes, we're ready. Are you sure? Yes, for sure. So come on, people. Smile on your brother now. Everybody get together. Try to love one another right now. All right. I'm gonna be your lover, baby. I'm gonna be your man. I love you like no other, baby, like no other can. While I have this out, I'm gonna just use this here notebook. Okay? Just because I want to. Okay? And I think I'm gonna use some of this lovely ink here from Euchre's ink. So I know this is what? Red and black and green? What do you think, Mr. Announcer?
Yeah, red and black.
Yeah, so I'm going to use, what do you think, blue or black?
I say go for black.
We're going to go for black then, okay. Here we go. Yeah, I really do like the Euchre's line of ink as well. In fact, Euchre's is going to be coming up for review. And then pretty shortly after, I'm going to be doing some Robert Oster inks. Wow, that's going to be fun. All right, here we go. Look at that. Woo! Nice and wet. I'm loving it. Oh yeah, that's real nice. And you're not going to get much out of the reverse writing, but only regular writing. Downstroke, cross-stroke. Downstroke with a little pressure, about the same. So, there you have it. You got it. Well, Mr. Chad, you had a very interesting fountain pen, to say the least. And you know, it's people like Chad and other people that keep on going outside the box to create new fountain pens. And others as well as to create different shapes, forms, colors. Because we all are so different and unique. One may like this, one may like that. So, that's going to do it for now, my friends. Try the ink. Good ink. Excellent ink. Try the pen, my friends. Alright, thanks to each and every one of you. I hope this helped you in some way, form, or fashion. God bless each and every one of you. Take care. Be safe, my friends. Be kind to a stranger as well as peace and love. Lots and lots and lots of peace and love. That's it. And don't text and don't drive. We're done. Later.